So now I introduce to you cins followed by two greater than symbols. This assigns any input into any variable such as strings, ints, and doubles. A string is a sequence of zeros or more characters inside of double quotation marks. For example, a name. So we're going to put name followed by a semicolon. An int is an integer that is a whole number that can be positive or negative. So an example of that can be an age followed by a semicolon. And double is a real number with a decimal that can be positive or negative, and this can be represented as a grade point average, so GPA followed by a semicolon. So now the computer is going to ask us, what is your name? And whatever we input here, it is going to be stored for the variable name. So name followed by a semicolon. So next the computer is going to ask us, what is your age? Followed by semicolon at the end. We're going to put a cin statement followed by two greater than symbols and age. So anything we put in here, it's going to be a whole number, and it's going to be stored for the variable age. Lastly, the computer is going to ask us, what is your current GPA in school? Ending with a semicolon. Cin, and then we're going to put in our variable for our double, which is GPA. Bam. So now we have all of our variables stated, and anything that we put inside of this part is going to be stored into each of them. So now lastly, the computer is going to spit out all the information that we put in for each variable. So we're going to make a cout statement and fill it in with everything. So your name is followed by two less than symbols, and then our variable for our name, and anything that we put inside of that variable is going to be entered right there, followed by another less than symbol and more quotation marks. And your age is, and then we're going to put in our age variable. So anything we put in the age is going to be spat out right there, followed by another quotation marks. And your GPA is any number that we put inside of that one, and we're just going to put in our variable GPA, ending with a period, bam, and a semicolon at the end. So now once we run it, it's going to ask us, what is your name? We're going to put Bob. What is our age? We're going to say 20. And my current grade point average in school is 3.5. So now it's going to spit out, your name is Bob, as you can see, our variable name Bob, and your age is 20 years old. That's what we put in, and your grade point average is 3.5. So if we put in a decimal for an integer, it would not spit it out. So for example, let's do it again. Bob 2.5 for our age. Note that this is an integer, so it's going to be a whole number. These only carry whole numbers, and it's just going to round down to 2. So yeah, ints can only be whole numbers. And so let's say you want to put a last name to your name. You're going to see that it's not going to work. It's just going to glitch out and fill in everything by itself. So to fix this problem is we need to use a getLine function. So to do this, all you need to do is write in getLine followed by parentheses with cin followed by a comma, and then our variable name ending with a parenthesis. So now it's going to be in a getLine, and it's going to allow us to write in basically any sentence. I forgot the semicolon at the end. There you go. And now, as you can see, once we put a last name, it's going to ask us the next question, and it doesn't give us an error, or it doesn't fill in everything on its own. So our name is Bob Smith, our age is 20, and my current grade point average is 3.5. There you go. Your name is Bob Smith, your age is 20, and your GPA is 3.5. There you go. So that's basically how you use cins and what getLine is. You learned all these variables, string, int, and double. String, again, is a sequence of 0 or more characters inside of a double quotation mark. An int or an integer is a whole number that can be positive or negative. And double is any real number with a decimal that can be positive or negative.